What's up, guys? It's Jake here from HookahRev.com, bringing you webisode number 2 of Ask Jake. And for those that saw the first video for this, it's basically just a Q&A for everything related to hookah. That I'll be selecting 5 questions from the previous video posting in the comments through email, however is easiest for you. And I've actually decided that if your question is chosen, you will get credited 500 reward points on HookahRev.com. Now that is our online store, so that's basically $5 off any purchase for you that's going to get credited into your account. How am I going to get a hold of you? Well, I'm going to post your YouTube username or however you got a hold of me. I'm not going to divulge your full contact information because that's an invasion of privacy on my part. So you're going to get contacted most likely through YouTube because most of you guys are sending me the comments via YouTube, and that's how most of the questions were selected. Well, especially for this week, all the questions were selected that way. And I will get a hold of you. All you need to do is make an account at HookahRev.com or houseofsmokeslv.com. It's the same website. And I will go ahead and credit your account. So it's kind of a reward for participating, which I think is pretty awesome. So without further ado, selected 5 questions every week. It's going to be 5 questions posted here on this channel every Monday, by every Monday. So without further ado, here's question number 1. This was posted by Edward Ulrich 62. I'll give you a minute to read through this. Alright, so response to that, let me identify this, and not all lounges actually know how to pack bowls, go figure, right? I hear a lot of times, and I've experienced this a lot of times, where I actually go out to a hookah lounge cafe and I will be extremely unsatisfied. So don't always try to gauge the best smoke from a lounge. That's not always going to be the case. Now, there are some great lounges out there. Obviously, there's some people out there that know what they're doing. I'd like to think I know what I'm doing, so I can actually load bowls at my lounge. But definitely one of the biggest things is, yeah, just find what setup works for you best. I mean, there's a bunch of tutorials out on YouTube, especially. Definitely a bunch on HookahRev's channel right here. Just try to see what works best for you. I mean, not all tobaccos are going to work the same. So let's say you're at a cafe. They throw 10 small baby little coals on there and it's smoking good or whatever. It's not going to be the best experience that you're going to get. Now, that is just one example, of course, but definitely some of the biggest things in a lounge are heat management. A lot of times, and there's a lot of sketch lounges actually that do this, but they dry out their tobacco. They make it smoke really well for about 25 to 30 minutes, and then it's kind of dead after that. So again, it's really hard to get specific on this one because I'm not entirely sure as to which lounge, or I've never been, probably not been to that lounge that you're talking about, but I would just say most of the time it's just different packing methods that they use. It's going to be different in a lounge situation and definitely different in a home situation, and trust me when I say that because I will tell you firsthand it's different. So yeah, question number 2. Yes, I do smoke cheaper brands. Despite what I have on my videos, I actually do smoke, I do have to smoke a lot of different variety of shisha just because, mainly for the lounge, I test to see what works best, what will work best, obviously price point and all that, but also for the online store, even for the local store, I do have to see what I want to carry. I do like to stand by all the brands that I do decide to carry, but I do smoke Nakla, not very regularly, but there's a couple flavors that I will smoke, which is sweet melon and double apple. It's not very shocking because those are 2 of the best Nakla flavors in my opinion. Don't really enjoy the miso line too much. That's just me personally, but yeah, I do smoke the cheaper brands. I'm not too much of a fan on that. I mean, you kind of get what you pay for. I mean, if there's one exception is Alfakra, I would say. They're extremely competitively priced in the market, especially for 250 grams of tobacco. But that's just typically more what I enjoy. And as far as from the review standpoint, I do have to do reviews more on stuff that's popular that you guys want to hear about. So, I mean, even a brand as popular as Tangiers, if you've noticed, I don't get as many hits on those, and I'm not all about just doing videos for the hits, but I am about doing videos for what the mass public, what you guys want to see. So that's the main reason behind my doing videos on more of the popular stuff. As you guys know, Starbuzz is one of the biggest ones where they constantly, well, mainly lately, they're constantly producing new flavors, and obviously we want to jump on that a little bit faster than some of the other brands. Now I could go back and do reviews on Awaha and some of the other brands that you named off, but it's, I don't know, I mean, I could do a review on Awaha Cherry, some typical flavor, and are you guys really going to enjoy that? I mean, you kind of know what the brands, for the most part, are all about. But maybe I will take that into consideration, do some off-brand reviews. I try to get all the new ones at least, but I just don't like to go back and do stuff, or do videos on stuff that's already been established that you guys already know about. I mean, it's not one of the things I'd be really searching for if I was a viewer. Question number 3. Water level is tremendous. There's no surefire way. How I explain it to everybody is just go one knuckle, because that's typically going to be an inch. One knuckle above the bottom of your down stem. That's actually in the vase. So one knuckle above that, so about an inch above that, is a very good guideline. However, that changes if you're using a diffuser or if it's a super small, like a pumpkin hookah, or even like the Maya. Some of the smaller ones are a little bit different as to how you want to have the water level at. Even with my cams, I've definitely got a few cams. Well, I've got a lot of cams, but with those, even like the bell, and if it's just like a nut stem, I mean, it's gonna affect the water levels a little differently too. So on a lot of my cams, I use my diffuser on there, and it raises the water level up. And on my cams that I don't have a diffuser on, the water level goes down a little bit more. But the main question here, I think, is, does it affect it? Yeah, absolutely. If you've got too much water in your stem, or above your stem, the pull on it is going to suck. Literally, like really bad. It's going to be really restricted, just because, I mean, just think about the dynamics behind that. If you've got too much there, you have to draw air from the bottom of the hookah, or from the top of the hookah all the way to the bottom. It's got to go up, and if your water level is this much higher up, it's just got that much more room to travel. It's not going to be an ideal smoke. So use the knuckle as a general guideline. You can reduce or increase based on however your setup works best for you. So yeah, just use that as a general guideline. You should be golden. It's really funny that you ask if I prefer Tangiers or Alfacher, because those are the two primary brands that I smoke personally. It's either Tangiers, Nor, or Alfacher. And Alfacher, it's kind of been, I can't start my day unless I get my one bowl of Alfacher. That's literally the first thing I'll do when I get to the lounge, or when I wake up if I'm not at the lounge. I will load myself a bowl of Alfacher. I'm actually smoking Alfacher Mint right now. So that's just my go-to for the most part. Just something about the tobacco that I've just really been inclined to. Now Tangiers, I will almost never start my day off with it, and mainly because it's really strong tobacco. And I like to enjoy my first session of the day, just kind of relax with my cup of coffee or something. But the Tangiers is a little bit strong for me, just to kick off my day. I have no problem ending my day with it. Even the mid, 3/4 mark, 2nd quarter mark. But yeah, I mean, both brands I absolutely love. The Alfacher, it's just price behind it. I mean, it's cheap for 250 grams, and especially for how I buy it, it's pretty cheap. Tangiers, it's also cheap. So what can I say? I just really like the way that it loads. Now, as far as that throat sensation, as you call it, I actually used to call it the throat tingle, and that was when I was a little bit ill-informed as to how to properly load Alfacher. But I have a video for that, video tutorial. I mean, it's the definitive way. Basically, you have to pack Alfacher higher. You have to use a little bit more tobacco, even though You know, you want to try to save as much tobacco as you can out of a vortex bowl. I know some of you guys swear by it, but Alfacher does not smoke well out of a vortex bowl. I mean, if you wanna go neck and neck and try it in a funnel and try it against a vortex bowl, hands down, if you're loading it right, the Tanger's is gonna kick its ass. It's that much of a difference. So you have to pack it higher. Just watch that video after you guys sit through this one. Watch that video and just look at the technique. I mean, basically it's just you want to touch the foil with the tobacco. Now I know that goes against a lot of the whole basics of loading hookah, but that is how you're going to get the best sessions out of Alfacher. And right now I'm smoking this. I'm getting no throat tingle or throat sensation. It just does not exist when you pack it right, pack it high. Big clouds too. As you can imagine, this can be extremely debatable, but I will try to be as generic as possible. Best value. We all start somewhere. My first hookah was a $20 generic Chinese hookah from my local, not my local smoke shop, but a local smoke shop. And that was a few years back. I mean, it worked, and for all I knew at the time, it was great. I thought I was the king of all hookah knowledge because I could get smoke out of my little Chinese rig. But in retrospect, I wish I would have started off right and gotten myself a Khalil Mamoon hookah, also known as KMs, handmade Egyptian hookahs. I'm gonna say this. I know you're gonna try to flame me right now by saying that the KMs are really expensive. I'm looking to start off with something a little cheaper. No, just do it right from the get-go. You're going to save yourself a lot of hassle and headache in the future. Basically, it's really hard to break a KM. That's the one thing. And there's a lot of, like even the minis, they're very competitively priced hookahs, and they're just going to last you a really, really long time, especially if you take care of them well and keep them washed. And you know, the biggest thing that's going to go out on you is probably a grommet. This is actually my first KM that I have, and it's still awesome. I've had to change out the grommets maybe 3 times just because of wear and tear, but what's a grommet costing you? A couple bucks? It's really not that big of a deal. So first thing I would say, get the KM. I know it's a bit more of an investment than like the $30, $40 hookahs that you see out there, but it's going to last you in the long run. Secondly, get yourself a vortex bowl. If you're going to start off, especially if you're starting off, you're going to smoke a lot of the lighter brands like Fumari, Starbuzz, Fantasia, and that stuff, or that tobacco smokes best out of a vortex bowl, and you're going to save a lot of tobacco. Don't go for the funnel yet, even though I'm going to argue you're going to get the best smoke out of a funnel. But since the question here is what's the best value, go with the vortex bowl. You're going to use less than 10 grams of tobacco, even sometimes less than an Egyptian bowl, but just since it is really best bang for buck, just the way you load it. I have a tutorial on that as well. You're going to use a very little bit of tobacco, and you're going to get excellent, excellent smoke out of that. Thirdly, the hose. Get yourself one of these. It's a fancy hose. This is the best $5 to $10, depending on where you buy it from, that you're ever going to spend on a hose. It's a disposable hose. Oh, it's the fancy hose, by the way. It's a disposable hose, but it lasts a long time. It's washable. Just take care of this tip. That's the one biggest thing that you're going to worry about. Basically, until it breaks, that's it. You're going to get the best draw out of this. This is comparable to the bigger brand hoses, and I don't know, I just love it. You guys have probably seen maybe 20 somewhat videos of me actually smoking out of these fancy hoses because they're that awesome. So yeah, that really sums it up for the second webisode of Ask Jake. I really appreciate you guys' participation. Got a lot of questions, so I definitely appreciate that. It just shows that I think this could really be something awesome. So definitely stay tuned every week, and I will be reaching out to you 5 lucky commenters or question askers and credit your account or get that credited for you. So if you want to place an order through HookahRev.com, at least you have 500 extra reward points to use towards that. Yeah, now I'm going to go back and answer all of your guys' questions, the rest of the questions. Basically just waiting until Monday every week to answer everybody's questions. Now I just don't want to neglect any questions asked because you guys know that I actually do respond to you. So yeah, till next time, this was Jake. Be sure to check out the tutorials that I mentioned throughout this video, as well as visit HookahRev.com.